We will look at that. And I've already looked at the contracts and all of this. Caitlin Clark's doing some recruiting. All right. Everybody's talked about Caitlin Clark going to the Liberty. And it's like, well, what about Sabrina Ionescu coming to the Fever? And look, I love Kelsey Mitchell, but sorry, I'm making that trade off in a heartbeat. Just because Sabrina is, her assist quite a bit higher than Kelsey's, rebounds quite a bit higher.
Caitlin Clark's absence from the upcoming matchup against the New York Liberty has been confirmed, marking another significant game where her impact will not be felt on the court. The continued injury concerns have raised questions about her availability and the broader implications for team performance and fan engagement. Head coach Stephanie White officially announced that Clark would not be available for Tuesday night's contest at Barclays Center, citing ongoing groin injury complications that have plagued her sophomore season. White emphasized a cautious day-by-day approach to Clark's recovery, stating that additional medical evaluations would be conducted before determining future availability. The timing of Clark's absence creates particular disappointment given the historical significance of Liberty matchups.
Her assist quite a bit higher than Kelsey's, rebounds quite a bit higher, and scoring nearly the same amount of points a game. Sabrina's just a better all-around, less of an ISO player than Kelsey Mitchell. So let's check this out. It appears that Caitlin Clark effect once again won't be felt at the New York Liberty game in Brooklyn this week. Wow. More games where people, remember last year, I think it was the Liberty.
Previous contests between these teams have generated substantial gate revenue, with one game reportedly setting WNBA records by generating $2 million in ticket sales, largely attributed to fan interest in seeing Clark perform. Clark's injury pattern has created unpredictability in availability announcements, with previous instances where initial expectations of absence were reversed shortly before game time. However, current medical assessments suggest a more conservative approach to her return timeline, prioritizing long-term health over immediate availability. The groin injury represents the latest in a series of physical setbacks that have limited Clark's participation throughout the season. She was forced to exit early from a recent victory over Connecticut Sun and subsequently missed Thursday's contest against the Liberty, which resulted in a decisive 98-97 defeat for Indiana.
Remember last year, I think it was the Liberty game where they set a WNBA record with a gate revenue of $2 million. People paid way up for tickets to see Caitlin Clark during their game last year. Per ESPN's Alexa Philippou, the Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White doesn't expect Clark to be available when her squad tips off the second half of the season against the Liberty on Tuesday night.
Beyond injury concerns, social media activity has revealed potential recruitment efforts targeting high-profile players scheduled for free agency. Sabrina Ionescu, the four-time All-Star and three-time All-WNBA selection, became the focus of apparent recruitment messaging from Clark following All-Star weekend activities. Ionescu posted an Instagram photo featuring herself with Clark in what appeared to be the Indiana Fever locker room, accompanied by a caption expressing gratitude for her fourth All-Star appearance. Clark's response, commenting that Ionescu looked real natural in that locker room, was interpreted as a subtle recruitment pitch. The recruitment angle represents a strategic opportunity given Ionescu's upcoming unrestricted free agent status.
Second half of the season against the Liberty on Tuesday night at the Barclays Center. Clark is the face of the WNBA, continues to deal with a groin injury, one of several ailments that has interrupted her sophomore season. Quote, I don't expect her to be available Tuesday, White said in Philippou's report. We're just going to continue to take it one day at a time and let her get evaluations earlier this week. Now, one thing I will point out, when she was injured, one of the
Her current contract with the New York Liberty expires after this season, creating potential for roster movement that could significantly impact league competitive balance. Statistical comparisons support the potential value of such a roster addition. Ionescu averages 18.7 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game, representing well-rounded production that could complement Clark's playmaking abilities. Her 5'11 inches frame also provides size advantages compared to current roster options. Current Indiana guard Kelsey Mitchell, while productive, offers different strengths with higher scoring averages but significantly lower assist and rebounding numbers.
The times earlier in the year, Stephanie White acted like she would not play in that next game either. Next thing you know, got up the next day, found out Caitlin Clark's going to play in that game. And it was like, wait, what? Out of nowhere. Sophie Cunningham, I believe, came back. And at the time, they thought neither one of them was going to play. I just don't think she's going to play tomorrow night, though. It's going to be interesting to see how long she does.
The comparison highlights potential roster construction benefits of adding a more versatile player who could share ball handling responsibilities with Clark. Contract considerations add complexity to potential roster changes. Mitchell recently signed a one-year Supermax deal worth $250,000 for the 2025 season, while Ionescu's current contract pays approximately $205,030 annually through a two-year extension signed in 2023. The financial dynamics reflect broader market realities in women's professional basketball, where even star players earn substantially less than male counterparts. Ionescu's signature shoe deal and established brand presence represent additional value beyond base salary considerations.
It's going to be interesting to see how long she does, doesn't play. Despite the continued rehab, White did say that Clark was, quote, progressing as she and the Fever continue to press forward. Clark was sit for the second straight game, as she also missed Thursday's matchup against the Liberty. She was forced to leave last Tuesday's win over the Connecticut Sun early with a groin issue and could only watch as the Liberty downed Indiana 98-77. Yeah, it was a blood.
Player recruitment through social media has become increasingly common as athletes recognize the business benefits of strategic team alignment. Association with high-profile players can significantly enhance individual brand exposure and commercial opportunities, as demonstrated by recent roster additions to Indiana. The concept of players leveraging Clark's popularity for brand enhancement has precedent, with several teammates experiencing increased visibility and commercial opportunities following their association with the team. This dynamic creates mutual benefits that extend beyond traditional competitive considerations. Potential roster configurations featuring both Clark and Ionescu would create significant offensive firepower, with both players capable of primary playmaking responsibilities.
Bloodbath. It never, I don't know that it ever felt that close during that game. So there it is. Great. Jesus. We got to do this again. Caitlin Clark made a smart recruiting pitch to WNBA star who's about to be a free agent. This is real, folks. All right. Well, Caitlin Clark roasted Kelsey Plum with a 6-word message on Instagram. She had
The flexibility to alternate between point guard and shooting guard roles could provide strategic advantages in various game situations. Clark's assist production, which significantly exceeds Ionescu's despite questions about her overall performance this season, demonstrates her continued elite-level playmaking ability. The potential to pair two high-level creators could address offensive consistency issues that have plagued the team during Clark's absences. The recruitment speculation reflects broader questions about organizational direction and competitive ambition. Adding established star talent would signal commitment to championship contention while potentially addressing depth concerns that have been exposed during injury periods.
more powerful message for the New York Liberty guard, Sabrina Ionescu, the 4-time All-Star and 3-time All-WNBA selection, will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. After the All-Star game, Ionescu posted a photo on Instagram of her sitting with Caitlin Clark in the locker room. Here we go. Let's look at it right here. And Caitlin Clark responded to this. There's Caitlin. There's Sabrina.
Market dynamics in women's professional basketball create unique opportunities for roster construction, with salary cap structures and contract values differing significantly from established male professional leagues. These factors could facilitate moves that would be financially prohibitive in other sports contexts. Fan engagement considerations also influence recruitment discussions, as pairing marquee players could drive attendance, television viewership, and overall league visibility. The commercial impact of star player combinations extends beyond individual team success to broader league growth objectives.
This league has lost millions of dollars, but we're underpaid. Pay us what you owe us. And then they served up a doo-doo sandwich to sports fans. Not only did they serve up a doo-doo sandwich where people were basically just walking up and down the court, no defense being played, players jacking up three and these imaginary four-pointers. And I'm like,
success in addressing current health concerns while potentially adding elite talent could establish Indiana as a sustained championship contender rather than a team dependent on individual star performance. The recent WNBA All-Star Weekend has generated substantial criticism regarding the balance between athlete compensation advocacy and entertainment quality delivered to fans. The event highlighted ongoing tensions between player financial demands and performance standards expected by paying audiences. During pregame activities, WNBA players wore shirts displaying "Pay us what you owe us," messaging emphasizing their position on salary structures within the league. This demonstration occurred before what many observers characterized as a substandard all-star game performance that failed to meet entertainment expectations.
Four-pointers. And I'm like, how are they doing this? Why are they doing this? It's incredible. How can you be this tone deaf, this delusional, that you're going to take the court, pay us what you owe us, and then take 17, 18,000 fans inside Gainbridge Arena in Indianapolis, where your most passionate fan base of the WNBA.
The contrast between compensation demands and game quality created significant discussion among sports commentators and fans. Critics argued that publicly advocating for increased pay while simultaneously delivering diminished entertainment value represents poor timing and messaging strategy. The All-Star Game itself featured minimal defensive effort, casual play execution, and experimental rules, including four-point shots that altered traditional basketball dynamics. These elements combined to create what many viewed as an unsatisfying viewing experience for attendees and television audiences.
Arena in Indianapolis, where your most passionate fan base of the WNBA is, the fan base that you and many of these black players have described as racist, come out in droves, support you the entire weekend. Everybody's on the record. This is the best WNBA All-Star Weekend of all time. And then you serve them a doo-doo sandwich. You don't even put 10% effort out on the court. This is how little.
Indianapolis hosted the event, drawing approximately 17,000 fans to Gainbridge Arena. The local fan base demonstrated strong support throughout the weekend, with many participants acknowledging it as potentially the most successful WNBA All-Star Weekend in league history from an attendance and engagement perspective. However, the disconnect between fan enthusiasm and player effort levels became a focal point of criticism. Observers noted that passionate fan support deserved reciprocal effort and entertainment value from the athletes they came to watch perform.
Out on the court. This is how little respect professional sports and professional athletes, and I'm talking about at the collegiate level and the pro level. This is how little respect they have for fans. They got this entire thing, and the sports media has this entire thing backwards, that they are owed something. This has been a charity welfare league for 30 years.
The broader context involves ongoing financial challenges within women's professional basketball. The WNBA has operated without consistent profitability throughout its existence, relying on subsidies and support from the NBA and other sources to maintain operations. This financial reality complicates player compensation discussions, as traditional revenue-sharing models used in profitable leagues may not apply directly to organizations still seeking sustainable business models. The disconnect between financial demands and revenue generation capabilities creates ongoing tension.
Charity Welfare League for 30 years has never turned a profit. And they're taking the court, pay us what you owe us. This is a sign of how desperate they are. This is a sign of how delusional they are. This is a sign of how dumb they are. Dumb, desperate, and delusional. Why are that way? Why are they that?
Sports media coverage of these issues has drawn criticism for allegedly failing to hold athletes accountable for entertainment quality while supporting their financial demands. Critics argue that media outlets prioritize athlete advocacy over fan interests and entertainment value. ESPN's stated mission emphasizes serving sports fans across all platforms and circumstances. However, some observers question whether actual coverage practices align with these stated objectives, particularly regarding athlete accountability and entertainment standards.
Dumb, desperate, and delusional. Why are that way? Why are they that way? Because they're allowed to be that way by the sports media. The people at ESPN that has the slogan, serving sports fans anytime, anywhere. How are you serving sports fans? If you won't hold the people responsible for entertaining us accountable, if you won't hold the players.
The relationship between athletes, media, and fans represents a complex ecosystem where each party has different priorities and expectations. Athletes seek fair compensation and working conditions. Media organizations pursue audience engagement and access, while fans desire entertainment value and authentic competition. Professional sports traditionally operate on an implicit contract where fans provide financial support through tickets, merchandise, and viewership in exchange for maximum effort and entertaining competition. All-star events typically represent premium entertainment experiences that justify higher expectations.
Responsible for entertaining us, accountable. If you won't hold the players, ownership, responsible for entertaining us, how are you serving sports fans? ESPN and the rest of the sports media serves athletes, serves billionaire owners, serves television networks, their TV partners. They don't serve sports fans. ESPN's mission statements and values, this is straight from their own website.
The criticism extends beyond individual events to broader concerns about athlete attitudes toward fan relationships. Some observers argue that modern professional sports have shifted away from fan-centric approaches toward revenue models that prioritize television contracts and corporate partnerships. This evolution potentially reduces direct accountability to individual fans while increasing focus on institutional relationships with media companies and sponsors. The result may be diminished emphasis on game day entertainment quality and fan experience.
ESPN's mission statements and values, this is straight from their own website. Our mission, to serve sports fans anytime, anywhere. Our values, people are our most valuable resource, and care and respect for employees and each other will always be at the heart of our operations. We embrace diversity to serve all sports fans worldwide. We are passionately committed to teamwork, quality, creativity, integrity, the aggressive pursuit of new ideas, audience growth, and building shareholder value.
College sports face similar tensions as transfer portal policies and name, image, and likeness compensation alter traditional athlete-institution relationships. These changes reflect broader shifts in how sports organizations balance various stakeholder interests. The scheduling practices across professional sports demonstrate potential prioritization of television revenue over fan convenience. Games scheduled on weeknights and unusual times may serve broadcast partner interests while creating attendance challenges for traditional fan bases.